Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Yona of the Dawn, chapter 229. When we last left our heroes, Val betrayed the Dromos, and with them South Kai in defense of Mei-Nyan. There was a lot of really sweet romantic moments between the pair, and then the Dromos captured Yoon in order to lure Mei-Nyan into a trap, and also headed to the castle, which meant that Mei-Nyan, in order to get access to the castle, had to go find Lily, who was dealing with the fires with Ogi. And all of them, Lily, Ayora, Tetora, Val, and Mei-Nyan, all headed to the castle to deal with the fire. Meanwhile, the head of the Dromos found a couple other members dead, being summarily killed by Hyuri. And Yoon issues like a prayer that everyone was here, that Yona seems to sense all the way in Keen. So with that said, let's dive right on into chapter 229, My Belonging. Under the shadows of night, unknown hostility and schemes are stirring. We open with this exterior shot of the castle as someone questions, someone is planning to set the castle on fire? We see it's Lily and the gang who have made it back to the castle and are trying to get in. The guard tells her, Lady Lily, we are well aware of the fire ravaging the castle town. If the arsonists were to infiltrate, we would prevent them without fail, I can assure you. But Lily protests, there are a group of assassins from South Kai. The chances that they're already inside are high. A group of assassins from South Kai? What is the probability? I mean, they have two South Kai people right there, but I guess the guard doesn't know that. Anyway, let us enter so we can stop them. To stop them, you say? Aren't you the daughter of the Water Tribe's general? Just hurry! Do you want this place to entirely go up in flames? And that's sort of I guess maybe she's just rich enough and noble enough that she can force them to let her through. As the guards talk to each other, was it okay to let them pass? There are soldiers keeping watch inside as well, so if that makes them feel better, just let them. It's not like we would ever leave our position. And as he says that, a Dromos appears behind him and kills him. We see the splatter of blood in the sky. He's down on the ground. The Dromos' claws dripping with blood, and he just we even get the effect of dragging his cloak back into the castle proper. And as Lily and the gang arrive, they look around, they see one of the dead guards, and Lily comments, "As we thought, they're in already." And Tetora adds in, "It seems they haven't started the fire yet." Mei-Nyan tells the group they're aiming for the main shrine. Val, how many Dromos are there? And Val just mentions there are 5, only 5. Which is not that much, especially with Hyuri having already killed at least one, right? I forget how many he's killed. At least one we see is dead at the end of last chapter. I think because there are still 4 facing him on page 23 of last chapter. So there's still 4 here, but still, that's their numbers down by 1, which is not nothing. Though, if there are 5, and we see 4 of them fighting Hyuri, who is the one who kills the guard here? Unless Hyuri is already down for the count. I don't know. Anyway, Ayora asks, can we beat them if we all fight together? And Val just thinks to himself silently, no. And we see 3 Dromos all circling around someone. I think they might have just killed Hyuri. And 2 of them note the approaching party. So you came, princess. And yeah, they did get Hyuri. Hyuri is down for the count. Okay. And Mei-Nyan comments, old man, so you were protecting the castle. He was a fantastic swordsman, but he still died. And Mei-Nyan just questions, where is Yoon? I did the same to this child. He was struggling too much, so I killed him. Which calls the question, because Yoon is definitely not dead, right? So if the Dromos did the same thing to Yoon they did to Hyuri, maybe they didn't actually kill Hyuri? Who knows? What? Is Mei-Nyan just stunned there? You're too late. It was hectic, so by mistake, we hear a snap in Mei-Nyan as she tries to lunge at him, only held back by Val. You asshole! And Val tries to calm her down. Wait! Let me go! Calm down, he's lying. They're trying to put us in a frenzy to unsettle our minds. They wouldn't just kill their part of the transaction like that. So yeah, it's not quite smart. They want to do like an exchange, Mei-Nyan for Yoon to like kill him, and it's especially not to boast about it. And so Ayora questions, so where is he really? And Lily is just like not taking that as a satisfactory answer. I won't forgive you for lying about killing Yoon. And Tatora is like ready to fucking go. If he happens to have a single scratch, you will make the most fearsome people in the world your enemies. Is she talking about the Lily gang, or is she talking about Yona's gang? Because that might be a bit of a boast, but it also might be like a reminder that Yoon is protected by the 4 dragons, and Yona, and the Thunder Beast. So like, messing with him is not a great move. And Tatora, I think, goes on, you act composed, but the truth is you're in a tight spot, aren't you? Who did that wound? And we see the Dromos guy, we see like the blood dripping off his arm as Hyuri has injured him in some way. And Lily turns to Mei-Nyan, Mei-Nyan, we will go search for Yoon. He has to be here. And Mei-Nyan calls back, be careful, you too. Leaving Mei-Nyan and Val alone with the Dromos, having to fight them like 3-on-2, or 4 when the other guy shows up again. But she just sits there with Ho, and Val asks her, hey, had you calmed down? I guess so. There are 5 Dromos, and one of them is dead. One of them probably brought Yoon somewhere. Which means, first there are these 3. He then would have brought Yoon somewhere and then left Yoon, because again, the 4th guy killed the guard outside. But either way, Val questions, can you do it? General Mei-Nyan, bringing back that like reminder of who she was before. And that sort of gets Mei-Nyan's attention, and Val goes on, by the way, no matter how much I think about it. Oh no, this is a Mei-Nyan's line. By the way, no matter how much I think about it, I can really only interpret living together with you as a proposal, and not the time, Mei-Nyan. I get that you two are adorable here, but like, there's a time and a place for this. As Val calls her out, stay focused, General Mei-Nyan. I'm trying to raise the mood. Is that what you had to come with? Yeah, that was not a great job. But the Dromos get back to taunting, Princess, if you resist, you won't see the boy ever again. Which, you know, is kind of revealing their play. Because they had not confirmed that Yoon was alive. But they have now. So Yoon really was alive. And Val comments, that somewhat sounds more like a negotiation already. And that seems like energized Mei-Nyan a little bit. As she like gives Ho a little pet. I feel like I could do anything right now. I will hand over neither Yoon or myself. You die here. She's just raring to go. And the two of them, Mei-Nyan and Val, get to work tearing up the Dromos, or trying to. They don't get a lot of progress. But Mei-Nyan actually notes something. Their movements are sluggish. This is the result of Hyuri's efforts. In that case, and Val like almost mentally picks that up, we can win. So yeah, maybe thanks to Hyuri, he did die for this. But there might be a shot at winning this fight. And Val plunges his blade into one, killing him. As Mei-Nyan and Val both think, 2 more. As I love the way their like robes and sleeves and shit are like flapping behind them. There's a sense of like almost a dance going on in their fighting. It's really cool to look at. And then, the other guy, this must be the one who killed the guards, because he's the only one unaccounted for, but he now has Yoon again, and, is pouring, I don't think gasoline is period appropriate here, but like, a flammable liquid, oil or something, over, a bunch of like straw or hay or something, and we see a torch. Oh no, that's interesting. Because the guy holding Yoon is approached by another Dromos. Which, there's one unaccounted for. Hyuri killed one, Val killed one. There's 2 more with them. There's the guy holding Yoon, and now there's this guy, who must be the one who killed the guard. That's 6. Which means, like, if Chagol thought that Val was an ally, he would have told him, hey, I'm giving you 6 Dromos. which means from the beginning, maybe Choggle didn't trust Val. I don't know. It's also an author's note. I will be on break for the next issue, but I will do my best for the volume. The next one is the 39th already. I can't believe it. Yeah, I guess volume 39 is coming up, but we're not going to have a chapter mid-August, which is only like a few days away at this point because this is kind of late. But yeah, anyway. So the sixth Dromos comes up to him. Hurry. You are surprisingly late, given how impatient you were. I went to see the castle town. I'm trying to have something like differentiate these two characters, whether they look the same, they have like the same speech patterns, basically. It was burning so beautifully. The grand finale will take place here. I want to see the castle of the Red Dragon be shrouded in black flames. He prostrates himself to the ground. Tonight will mark the end of the Red Dragon. Which is interesting, because, okay, the focus on the Red Dragon. Is that just, the Red Dragon, or Crimson Dragon, or whatever term you want to use, is so tied with Coca, this will be the end of Coca as it burns, as Kai can now conquer it, or whatever? Or is this mention of the Red Dragon not a metaphor for Coca? Is that meant more literal? That's a little questionable there, because the Red Dragon is Yona, who is not a he or a himself. And also that she's in Keen Province right now. He wouldn't be, as would Suwon, if they think that Suwon is more important religiously than he is. But also, we haven't really seen the idea that there's a religious element to Kai's invasion. I don't know. But someone draws their sword to the sixth Dromos. Are you drunk, perhaps? And it's Ayora with her sword, and Totoro ready to go, and Lily just taunting from behind. To go as far as to dare burning Kudo. This would be my thumbnail. It's just not shaped right for a good thumbnail, but it's a really fucking cool image. Ayora, take Yoon! And Ayora runs at the Yoon holding Dromos, and he knocks the torch down, setting it all aflame. Oh no, he grabs the torch. He hasn't set it aflame yet. But that's a big old threat, because he could burn the castle very easily. Ayora jumps back. Lily and Totoro both think, oh no, the fire! And then Lily notes that Dromos 6 is gone. Where did the guy that was here just now go? In any case, let's take back Yoon. Yes! And so they start fighting this guy, but we focus sort of to Yoon's perspective as he sees the castle. I guess that little swick of the torch has started the fire. As Yoon thinks, here you castle is burning. I'm powerless, dragging everyone down with me. At a time like this, if it were them, if it were Yona, I'm sure she would have rebelled ages ago already. And he sort of, that line, instead of dragging him into despair, as it kind of seems like it will, seems to shore up his determination. Hasn't she overcome everything in her way after all? If I die here, they won't have anyone to hold the reins anymore. Thank you, Yoon, for acknowledging your importance to the team. You are the bedrock of the Happy Hungry Bunch. And he's trying to wiggle around in the Dromos' arms. Carefully. I will avert my enemy's attention. Now! And he grabs them like firecrackers and throws them behind the Dromos, and it catches the guy's cloak on fire. And also the explosion kind of knocks him off his feet. Yoon hits the ground, and Lily grabs him. Yoon, this way! You little. But he goes to make chase, but he's kind of on fire right now. Ayora and Totoro both note, good job, Yoon! And they lunge at the guy, now 2-on-1. And Yoon is kind of panicked with Lily. Ayora and Totoro are, but Lily stops him. Let's run away for now. I will call for help. Then we see a dead Dromos on the ground. And it seems like Mei-Nyan and Val have officially won their bout. Both those Dromos members are dead. Given they seem to be able to rest here. Meaning there's really only one missing guy. Hyuri killed 1, Val and Mei-Nyan killed 3, Ayora and Totoro are fighting the Yoon guy, and mysterious number 6 is vanished. Don't know, there's no way he's going to drop out of the story. he's gonna do something. Some little bit of like, we're extra trapped now or something. And Val, Mei-Nyan is like on the ground. Val is kneeling, lifting himself up by his sword. Are you okay, Mei? Yeah. And then she stops. Huh? Did you just call me Mei? I did, but... And Mei-Nyan is back on like little romance vibes. You never called me that before. I mean, you barely call me by my name in the first place. You mostly say you or she. It's fine to change it. It's not fine. If you're going to shorten it to Mei, you may as well say my name entirely. Oh, but wait, I got it. That might give a special feel to it. Let's go with that when it's just the two of us then. There's, like, Mei-Nyan's back on a sort of, like, romantic image now. I will call you Va, starting now. And Val is just, like, not dealing with that. Just say the L2 at this point. But yeah, they're clearly comfortable enough now they can, like, joke. Like, those Dromos guys are out of it. And then someone calls Mei-Nyan! And she turns around, and she sees Yoon, and she gives him a big ol' hug, which, like, everyone wants to give Yoon. Just calling out, Yoon! And Yoon asks, you managed to escape? Yeah. And the thing is, that's Mei-Nyan's line, and then Yoon has the yeah. And Mei-Nyan, like, overwhelmed there. Wow, so strong! Which, like, if she weren't so clearly, like, being paired with Val, that feels like the kind of line that could create some shipping or something. But Lily tells Mei-Nyan and Val, please help. Yora and Tatora are still fighting. And Val questions against the Dromos. Yes, and they started a fire too. And then we hear like the wick of the fire, and Lily turns back, and we see the Dromos. Unclear if this is the same one they were fighting. That seems to be the implication. But I love that panel. The Dromos, the like cloak billowing as the castle burns behind him. It's some good. There's just some high quality panel composition from Yona this month. And Yoon is just stunned. Oh no, here your castle is. But Lily is more focused on the immediate problem. Where are Yora and Tatora? And we see the blood dripping off the Dromos claws. The implication being that they're dead. I'm not sure they are, but that very much is kind of implied there. As Lily mutters out, you b-! And Val cuts her off. Leave it to me. And he rushes at this member of the Dromos, which again, it might be the mysterious sixth one. But Val rushes at him. Like the blood might not be a Yora and Tatora, is my point. The Dromos readies for battle, and they get to fighting. Mei-Nyan yells, go get him, Val! It will be the end of the Dromos if you beat him! And, because again, Mei-Nyan is still working on the assumption there are only 5. But Yoon hears that, looking at her, implying he's about to reveal our mysterious 6th one. It won't be the end. There's another one. What? There is one of them, who arrived late. And he appeared... I can't tell if that's... because of the whole, like, smoke background there, it might just be a cool effect, because, again, there's another really cool-looking panel. I can't tell if that's meant to be the 6th Dromos physically appears behind Mei-Nyan and has her in his arms, or if it's, like, the fear of the Dromos still being active, like, choking her. And it seems to be the former, because we see Mei-Nyan feels a sudden pain, and the Dromos' claws have stabbed her. And Val finishes his fight with the Dromos, and Yoon calls Mei-Nyan, causing Yoon to look back. And the Dromos, who seems to personally recognize Mei-Nyan here, taunts her, I've missed you, my stray cat. Oh, that's not a Dromos. That's Choggle, isn't it? And yeah, she realizes it. Choggle? Was your little getaway fun? The ringleader of the South Kai Empire. His ambitions and bloody daggers swoop in. End continues in issue 19, September 5th. That's a good reveal there. The slow twist of right before the reveal of the oh shit. I think that might be Choggle. And then, yeah, you get the close-up and the hood is pulled back and you see the tattoo. And it's Choggle. Okay, another exemplary chapter from Yona this month. Just some quality shit here. We have Lily's sheer forcing her into, forcing the guard to let her in, and then the Dromos, who is actually Choggle, starting his work, killing all the guards, arriving late, as Yoon says. We see Hugh Rhee, which I don't really care enough about Hugh Rhee to get too choked up over his death, though that end of last chapter was really cool for him. And it's a noble death for him. I kind of wish we had gotten to see it, but we didn't, so whatever. And then we get the really cool Val and Mei-Nyan fight, where thanks to Hugh Rhee's efforts in weakening them, the two of them are able to beat all three of these expert assassins. And it's, we don't see a lot of it. There's a lot of action that's, more implied here than anything else, even though, while it still works, it's, a little, I can see it being a little frustrating for people, the way the action is sort of, alluded to. The other two, Dromos fights, the Ayora and Totora thing, I can imagine, why Kusanagi would not reveal that. To keep that sort of suspense as to what actually happened with them. But also, I do sort of wish to see them fight some more. Though I don't think they're dead. We'll see them again. And then we have the Val thing. And, I get why, our Val's fight with the last Dromos member, and, I can see the complaint as all four of the surviving Dromos guys die over the course of a chapter while they've been built up for a good little while now. But, I see the work that's done with the Hugh Rhee stuff. Hugh Rhee weakened them so that Val and Mei-Nyan had a chance. It kind of lowers their threat in retrospect. They're dead now, so who really gives a damn? But, it does sort of make them seem not as impressive, given how easily they all go down. Though, all the little, the brief little, flashes we get of those fights are all really cool. There's a lot of just really good action paneling here, all through the chapter. Which then leads to that horrifying cliffhanger, as Choggle is in Kudo to take Mei-Nyan back himself and to burn the city down himself. And just those last, 4 pages are all really good. From that great panel of Choggle, wrapped around Mei-Nyan, to the stabbing, to sort of the slow realization of who this is, who the mysterious 6th Dromos is. And then it's fucking Choggle. Moving, of course, this arc's main antagonist into the foreground right away. Not when, any of the heroes can really do anything, given that, I don't know. I don't know how will Yona and the gang deal with it. I don't know. I haven't spent a lot of time thinking about how Choggle will be dealt with in the end. If he will get killed by Yona, or killed by any of the heroes, or if they'll enter into a sort of political thing going on there. I don't know. There's a lot of routes it could go, I suppose. Or that was my thoughts. If I really tried to think it through, earlier in the arc, now that Choggle is here, I don't know. He's now an active player in the arc instead of sort of, giving orders to people from a great distance. But also he's not near any of the heroes. So, I don't know. With him here, maybe the city does get burned down. Maybe the castle falls. It wouldn't actually wipe out Koka, given all of Koka's military is not here at the moment, but it would be a hell of a morale killer. I don't know. Well, just to wait and see. It'll be another month before we find out how all this plays out. But what a great chapter! All of that was not even mentioning Yoon's little firework trick, allowing him to free himself. It's all just really good, and Yona's always really good. This is a great manga. But this is just one of those chapters that's just working on high gear, and you know what? You'll love to see it. So with that said, I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you'll enjoy the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, or, do whatever makes it happy, And as always, your life is your own, okay? Bye!